Ladies and gentlemen, the man of the hour. Keep those hands together for Bashir Halaiki! Thank you guys, man. Give it up for your host, Emmanuel Kisiangani, doing an amazing job, man. Give it up for yourselves for coming through, man. You guys are... Come on, guys, let's be generous with the clapping, man. You know, it's gonna be the last time some of you here clapping tonight, man. Can we do it one time for our single friends battling this weather for 2 hours? Let's clap it up for them. Let them hear the sound of glory. Yes. I want us to do a test, okay? So can all the men in the audience make some noise? Now can all the ladies in the audience make some noise? You know, I'll be honest with you guys. One of my motivations of doing comedy is I thought I'm gonna get women. You know, but now I just have men in my DMs, you know, just texting me. You know, some of them were texting me tonight. They're like, hey, yo, bro, where are we going after the show? Like, we're going anywhere with you, niggas. I'm going where the bitches are. What do you mean I'm going with you? But you guys look amazing, man. You guys look successful, man. Look at this guy, man. This guy looks... Have you ever seen someone look so rich, they start looking familiar? You know, this guy, you know, looks like he promised me 6K a couple of weeks ago, man. How's that gonna happen? Well, guys, this is actually my first time doing a comedy special. So I guess I'm like Nairobi girls. I usually don't do this. It's my first time. So in case I have experience, don't ask questions. Don't ask questions. Okay, what the fuck is up with the rain, man? Fuck. This shit is crazy, man. Like, it's raining so much, I'm convinced someone has been asked to build an ark and is not telling anyone. How do you explain that, you know? But anyway, if there's anyone in the audience who doesn't know me, my name is Bashir Halaiki, but ever since we got into the government, I go by Bashir Kipto. You have to be strategic about things. I'm trying to get a piece of this corruption money. And before I go on, I'd like to appreciate a few people in the audience. First of all, I'd like you guys to help me appreciate one really important person to me today. My girlfriend is actually in the audience, guys. Come on, clap it up. Yeah, she just doesn't know it yet. It's called manifesting. There's a lot of pretty women in the audience. I just might. You see how the end of the night looks like, man. But other than that, I'd like to appreciate my baba, man. He's a miracle worker. Just look at this guy. This is, you know, yeah, he's a miracle worker. He turned me from a 4 to a 4.5. You know, he's doing wonders. And you can tell I'm broke by the fact that my baba is still the one who washes my hair. There is no other person in that barber shop. It's just me and him. You know. But I can spot my roommate in the audience. You know, it seems like he's on a date, so I'm not going to mention that we share a bed sitter. You know, that is not who I am as a person. That is not who I am as a person. But originally, I am not from Nairobi. I'm here because of school and comedy and character development in general. You know, just very tough place to live in. Originally, I'm from Eldoret. Anyone from Eldoret here? Yeah, I can tell from the smile. I'm like, did you guys put a light there? What is that? Reflecting. God damn. Yeah, I guess we overdid it. You guys are putting light in the audience. This is crazy. Yeah, but I come from Eldoret. And you guys know how they call Eldoret the city of champions? You know? Yeah, and that's why I had to live. You know, Just felt like it was a lot of pressure. You wake up every day and you need to be fast, so it just felt like I just needed to leave, just slowing the entire county down. But Eldoret is now a city, which is nice. But it sucks that Nakuru became a city before Eldoret. Because why? Like the only reason Nakuru exists is because we need a place to take a shit on our way to Nairobi. You know, like I googled places to visit in Nakuru. KFC was number 2. You know, like I'm like, this is not a city. But actually the reason Eldoret is called the City of Champions is because it produces a lot of world-class athletes. You know, we have Eliud Kipchoge, you know, Faith Kipyegon, Jonathan Kiprono. You know, I just made that one up. There's no one like Jonathan Kiprono, but you guys had the Kip, you're like, yeah. It sounds like he can run. You know, it sounds, hey, that's a runner, And I don't know if you guys follow athletics like I do. If you look in the recent past, we've had these athletes trying to break records by running in shorter times, right? Eliud Kipchoge became the first man in history to run a marathon in less than 2 hours and came up with the amazing phrase, very powerful, no man is limited. Faith Kipyegon attempted to become the first woman in history to run a mile in under 4 minutes. You get the point, like they're all trying to run their races in shorter times. But when I try to shave time off my performance, you know, suddenly man is limited, you know. Suddenly man is limited. Man. But I mean, I actually learned a really interesting fact about Eldoret. Did you guys know that if you drive far enough past Eldoret, you'll end up in Australia? You guys, right now, Perth is part of Rift Valley, you know, like they are voting, you know, it's part of the voting bloc for Ruto, you know, it's a stronghold, you know. But I know I get this a lot. People tell me I don't look Kalenjin. I'm actually Kalenjin, full Kale. I'm actually Kalenjin in all the ways that don't matter, you know. I can't speak the language, I can't run, I can pronounce ChatGPT, you know, just No, ask your Kalenjin friend, ask him to pronounce ChatGPT. You'll hear the whole night. Yes. In fact, that is the interview question they ask you in a government office. I have pronounced ChatGPT. If you can't, you get the job there and then. You know, like this is one of us. But my full name is actually Bashir Kipto Yusuf, which is a very powerful name. You know, I use it interchangeably depending on the situation. If I'm dealing with cops, I'm Bashir Kipto. If I'm ever in Westgate, I'm Bashir Yusuf. You know, I just gotta survive, you know. And like speaking of that, like since I'm Muslim, whenever there's a terror alert, my friends never forward me that message. You guys know that message that tells you not to frequent malls and crowded places. My friends never forward me that message. You know, they assume I already know. like I'm in the Al-Shabaab WhatsApp group or something, you know. Like I'm in the Al-Shabaab close friends, you know, that's, you know, just, no, okay, yes, I am in those groups, but just send it to me so that I know you care, you know. But remember when I started doing comedy, I actually used to be the only Muslim comedian. But now we've increased in number, you know. There is Abdi, and Abdi, and Abdi, you know. I promise they're all different comedians too, you know. But I love it, you know. I was lonely, but now I feel like I have a small Muslim comedian community now. I feel like I belong, you know. I guess we got tired of killing it in other sectors. You know? Like, let us just diversify our portfolio. But I mean, I've been born with Somalis, I've lived with them, and correct me if I'm wrong, Somalis have to be one of the most humble people you'll ever meet. You know, like, thank you, one Somali in the audience. You know, like they hardly take credit for anything. There's a saying in the Quran, it goes, Alhamdulillah, which loosely translated means all praise to Allah. You know, it's basically the Somali version of no kugeria money. You know, that's... And they use that all the time. You try to give them credit for anything, you know. I'll be like, Abdi, congratulations on the promotion. And he'll reply, Alhamdulillah, all praise to Allah. Abdi, congratulations on the second business. Alhamdulillah, all praise to Allah. Congratulations, Abdi, on the fourth wife. Alhamdulillah, all praise to Allah. But these are still three different people. You know, yes. You know, they hardly take credit for anything, right? Like one of the shows, Abdi was performing, another one. And he did so well. He made me laugh. I approached him after the show. Then after him, I was like, Abdi, hey, you made me laugh. I really enjoyed that set. You know, he looks me straight in the eye and goes, Alhamdulillah, all praise to Allah. I'm like, not after 5 minutes of dick jokes. You know, I don't think Allah wants to take credit for that, you know. I was born in a polygamous family. How many people here were born in a polygamous family? Thank you. Again, the people from Eldoret. It just seems to be a thing, you know. Yeah, I was born in a polygamous family. My dad had 3 wives. I'm struggling to keep one girlfriend. You know, the odds are not in my favor at all. And the thing is, my dad's first wife was Somali. So my dad had to convert in order to marry her. And I've seen her pictures, and yes, I'd also betray Jesus for her, you know. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, Jesus, hey. No, ona tu ndio hii hapa, mwangalie. Hata kama ni wewe Jesus, huyu. Yeah, so I have actually, the weird thing, the funny thing is, my dad's first wife is the one who introduced my dad to Islam. And with that, the possibility of marrying other women. And yeah, my dad ended up just doing that. He ended up marrying other women. So I have 7 siblings from 3 different mothers. And by the time I was being born, my dad was living with my mom, but with all his kids, right? So I'm actually the second last born. Our last born is 7 years younger than me, which means for 7 years, I was enjoying the privileges of being a last born. Let me explain the privileges. 7 children in a 1 bedroom. It means that the last born, which is me, I got to sleep with my parents in the bedroom. While the rest of my low-life siblings were sleeping in Gen Pop. That's what we used to call our sitting room. Yes, it was convertible. It turned into a dingy hostel at night. You know, it was very unsafe. You know, you can't even walk there at night. You know, they rob you of your birthright. You know? So for 7 years, I enjoyed being the last one. It was nice. And then this motherfucker, out of nowhere, is born, and now I'm kicked, banished to go and live with those goons. It was a horrible time for me, you know. But I didn't actually meet all my siblings all at the same time. My dad used to do a sibling reveal party every once in a while, you know. And you know, in this episode, a new sibling enters the villa. Then we'll all boo because now we're sharing the family bread 8 times. We're like, you know. I remember I actually met one of my sisters when I was in high school. You know, I was going for a school trip to Mombasa, and then before I left, my dad hands me a number and tells me, call this number when you get there. My dad, I'm like, who is this that I'm calling? You know, he looks me straight in the eye and says, you'll know when you see her. He wasn't lying. I get to Mombasa, I meet Layla. She's the spitting image of my dad. You know, she even has his beard and everything. I'm like, hey, if I have ever seen a Yusuf, you know, this is actually one of the Yusufs. But sadly, guys, my dad passed away a couple of years ago. very sad. Yeah, I had to make a joke about that. That's how I'm gonna remember you, Dad. But you can tell my dad was not a wealthy man, simply by the fact that we grew close as siblings after he died. Yeah, there was no wealth to fight over. We just became friends after that. But I mean, speaking of dead fathers, we recently lost Baba. A very sad time for Kenya. You know, Raila left us very saddened about that situation. And I came to realize, like, whenever someone famous or known dies, people always try to force associations with them. You know, when Baba died, people are retrieving pictures from 1914 of them with Baba to post on their social media, you know? Like the craziest one I saw is someone just posted a picture of Raila and circled themselves at the back in the crowd, talking about Baba was a dear friend. I always stood behind him. I'm like, no, like we can see the security carrying you away. You are not close, come on. Now you're pushing, you know? But during the proceeds, you know, we had a lot of body viewings, a lot of congregations. And for the first time, I saw like Uhuru and Ruto on the same stage, which drew me back, reminded me of the time during the inauguration when Uhuru was handing the instruments of power to Ruto. And there was just something about Ruto's smile when he was receiving those instruments of power. Like, you just tell that he had plans for us, you know? That smile was a bit suspicious. And seeing that visual reminded me of the time my ex's new boyfriend came to my house to take her stuff. You know, it was a box of vibrators, but instruments of power nonetheless. But now we're actually in November, right? Did you guys have New Year's resolutions? The year is about to end. Did you guys have New Year's resolutions? Did you achieve them? Okay, thank you. Personally, I had just one New Year resolution. I wanted to be financially free and financially disciplined. That was the only thing I wanted this year. Because last year was a very horrible time financially for me, you know? Like I was so broke last year. I hosted a show at the National Park, and that was the only time niliona ngiri. There's two of them walking around. If there's a way I can just convert. Yeah, like I was so broke. I was so broke. Whenever I received that fake scam Mpesa message, I was not mad. I was flattered that people in committee actually think I have 4,500. That you guys actually think highly of me. You guys think I have 4,500. You know? But this year I'm not taking any chances, bro. You know? I'm even typing amen in those pictures of like this picture of Jesus. For 7 years of good luck posts on Facebook. But I'm Muslim. I'm typing amen. That's how much I'm not taking chances. Bro, I'm forwarding that message to 10 groups so that I can not have 10 years of bad luck. You know, I'm not taking any chances, none at all. You know, I decided, you know what, if I want to be financially free, I have to save. Start of the year, I enrolled in the 52-week challenge. And now I understand why it's called a challenge. I have never withdrawn 47 bob that quickly in my life. Like, what the fuck are you talking about 48 hours? I need that 47 bob now. Or else I'm gonna die. But I mean, you know, things have been a bit different now. You know, I recently got a job, guys, you know. I moved out of Rongai. And now I realize Rongai was actually, bad for my sex life. Right? Because Rongai is far enough that there's enough time for the girl you're taking home to change her mind. It usually happens around Galeria. And suddenly she remembers that she has work early tomorrow morning. Shit! Very, very, very sad times for me. I wasn't getting any. But now I've moved. I live in Naivasha Road. It's not Kawangware, I promise. It's not. It's not Kawangware. I moved there. I have Nigerian neighbors. I've never met them, but I've heard them. They are so loud, I'm convinced they speak in VLC. 200% volume, But now that I've moved to, actually moved to a smaller house, I moved to a bedsitter. This is nice. So if there's any white people in the audience, a bedsitter is basically when you summarize the whole house into one room. That's what a bedsitter is. But I honestly enjoy living in my bedsitter. Like life in a bedsitter is very simple. Like I just have to close two things before I sleep. My eyes and my laptop. It's just. There are no doors, there's nothing. I'm not checking the area, checking the parameter. Just closing that laptop and sleeping, But now that I have a check monthly, I'm trying to furnish my house, But also, it's not like I'm getting life-changing money, so I can't afford to buy these high-end top brands. So I'm furnishing my house on a budget. And doing that, furnishing my house on a budget, now all my electronics end with X. My TV is Cinix, my microwave is Nunix, and my phone is Infinix. Like my Bluetooth speaker is so cheap that the lady who says it's connected successfully has a Kikuyu accent. Sounds like an Mpesa lady. You can hear her chew gum in the background. It's crazy. I recently bought my first set of non-stick pan from Shiku. I haven't eaten ugali since. That ugali is just spinning infinitely. At some point I was like, let me just spread it on my bread and eat it. What am I doing? It's not cooking. They should have warned me, And through the grace of God, alhamdulillah, I was able to buy an air fryer. I launched it like a government project. I invited my friends to see it. We did a whole ribbon cutting. The MCA was there. Bro, that was a big deal, Right now, I'm taking loans and using my air fryer as security, When I calculate my net worth, my air fryer is in the assets column, I build a cage for it just in case someone tries to rob me. No, just take the kids. Don't touch my air fryer. No. But now that I'm living as a bachelor and I have a salary, I understand why men get married. Because we have the worst priorities ever. Because why am I thinking about buying a PlayStation 5 and my boxers are 7 years old? You can tell the age of my relationships with my boxers. I only get new boxers when I get a new girlfriend. That is the only time. That is the only time that happens. But also once you start living alone, you realize how expensive things are, right now I'm noticing eggs are very expensive. Why are eggs so expensive? Why are those chickens playing hard to get? It's purely a product of reproduction. What are we, Fuel, bro, fuel is so expensive right now. So expensive. Like, fuel is so expensive, we no longer ban thieves anymore. Think about it. When is the last time you saw a thief getting banned? We don't. Kitambo, back in the day, used to catch a thief, beat the thief. Already a tire has been brought. Someone volunteers to run for the fuel. Ban the thief. Now, we catch a thief, rough him up, the tire is brought. Then the person who's supposed to go for the fuel is like, niko na 25. Tunaweza changa wadau. You know? Like, in the end, we're just like, tumwachilie tu watachange. We don't ban thieves anymore. We just elect them into high positions of power. You know, that's... Hey! So guys, start on the hashtags. Free Halaiki. Jeki no, naitwa Kipto. No. Ni mambo ya comedy tu. But I mean, speaking of thieves, I was actually robbed in town the other day. They held me at shit point. And I could tell it was a slow day. Because, you know, it looked like he'd been walking around with that shit for a couple of hours. You know, it seemed like a very rough day for him. So even that I didn't want shit on my face, I just gave him my phone. And I've been doing this joke everywhere I go to. And after one of the shows, an audience member approached me and offered to buy me an iPhone 17 if I sucked his dick. So the head must have been not that good because he ended up buying me a Techno. Shit! How poorly did I do? How poorly did I perform? But you know, I've been standing here for a while, and this entire time, you know, there's been a white man just staring at me in the audience. He looks really confused, and I think I understand why. He's trying to figure out why the shirt I'm wearing looks familiar. It's because it used to be yours, sir. Remember a couple of weeks ago, you donated it to charity, you know. It finally reached Africa. It's nice, I love the fit. You know, I saw the one you came in with. It's looking kind of nice too. You know. Just in case you want to give that away. Just give it to me, we don't have to go through this. Just give it to me directly. But right now I do a show on radio. I do it, Radio Generation, which is actually sponsoring this show. And the show is basically, the music is like, you know, old school, R&B, you know, and Emmanuel is actually my co-host. It's been a rough couple of years for Emmanuel because all his music idols are going through some tough times. You know, R. Kelly, P. Diddy, you know, he's really going through it, you know. Like, do you guys see that R. Kelly was actually given 30 years? Which is weird because we all know he prefers 15. P. Diddy, the other day, sentenced to 50 months in jail. I did my digging. He was actually found, the only charge that he was found guilty of was transportation of individuals across state lines for the purposes of prostitution. Now, men, before we throw stones and judge Diddy, if you've ever sent fare and she crossed county lines, we're all guilty, you know, it's not just about Diddy. But I mean, I can see that the audience is divided, you know. All the attractive people are sitting on each side of the room. Happy enough for yourselves. Yeah, I'm kidding. But that's how I know this side of the room has all the degrees and PhDs and masters, you know. But the good thing about being ugly is it allows you to focus on your studies. There are no distractions. You have to focus on your work. You get promoted quickly, right? But I mean, I'm kidding. I honestly don't believe anyone is ugly. You just need a beholder. That's what you need. Someone who can see your true inner beauty. You get the point. I actually don't believe there is anyone who is ugly. But just in case there's any confusion, I'd like to clear up the air. So this is how you know if you're ugly. Number one, if you have to take an absurd amount of pictures, find one. Just one that you look cute in. You. Secondly, if you're not laughing at these jokes, you are. And lastly, if you go to town and they assume you are traveling to Western. What can I say? And it's even worse when you're not even carrying a bag. Because I mean, how do they know? But I had invited my mom to this show. She just called me and she told me she can't make it. So I'm gonna do all my sex jokes now. So ladies, this is for you. Like I feel like men struggle to find the G-spot the same way Uber drivers struggle to find your location. Like they need directions, they need some sort of, that lady that does the directing when you're using a cab, that's like in 300 meters, turn left. Like they need some sort of technology like that. Personally, I don't understand why the female orgasm is so shrouded in mystery. Because for men, it's simple. It's much more, like it's hard. It's like you can always tell when a man comes. Like it's hard for you to miss a man getting possessed for 3 seconds. You can always tell. But for ladies, it's much more complicated, which is why I believe the G-spot is like Bigfoot. Few people claim to have seen it. Some are still searching for it. And many more don't believe it exists. Because I mean, okay. How are you supposed to tell? Like, am I just supposed to take your word for it? There are no receipts, that's all I'm trying to say. But I don't know who called it post-nut clarity and not coming to a realization. Right? Like it's a way cooler name. Like it makes sense. It just, it works. But the problem with post-nut clarity is that it's instant. Like as soon as the cum leaves your body, you start to wonder what the fuck you're doing in Kangemi at 3 a.m. in the morning. You're like, how did I get myself here? But we've had like very many holidays. We had Mazingira Day. Did you guys do anything for the planet? And no, watering your house plant is not part of Mazingira Day. I did my duty. I posted a poster of Happy Mazingira Day on my status. Save the planet and all. But whenever there is a holiday, I just know Kenyans are gonna take that time to fornicate and drink. Like, this is disgusting. Like, that is not even the right order. You should drink, then fornicate. That's how I do it. What are you guys doing? But whenever there's a holiday, it serves a purpose. Mazingira Day, you're supposed to, save the planet, do something good for the planet. You have some of these religious holidays, For example, like for us, we have Ramadan, So for those of people who don't know what Ramadan is a month of fasting and prayer, right? And the rules are very simple. Like you're not supposed to eat and you're not supposed to have sex. And these things are tough for people who are used to eating and having sex. But for me, a broke bachelor, I've been practicing for this for a while, Like at least during Ramadan, I can dedicate my suffering to Allah, Like I cannot have sex for a higher cause, But like during like during that month, like you really have to change, which is a struggle for me, because I'm not a good Muslim per se. I'm not really a good Muslim. I've eaten pork before. I drink alcohol. I believe in women's rights. I engage in a lot of haram. I engage in a lot of haram activities. So that's why during that month I sort of have to, just pay penance for what I've been doing this entire time. So you find, like, whenever there is a holiday, like, there is a meaning, but corporates act like they care. For example, like during Pride Month, every company just puts a rainbow on their existing logo, and now they are, pro-gay. When it comes to this Christmas, there are discounts. They're just trying. They don't care. They're just trying to make $1. They're just trying to sell you something. End of years, free flash sale, Easter discounts, all of that is, they don't care. But sometimes it gets absurd. Like the other day I saw a Ramadan offer on pork. I'm like, come on, man. But the worst I've seen so far was a Mother's Day flash sale by Mary Stops. Flash sale? But in case you are broke right now, there's actually a bounty of 1 million Kenya shillings on the table. If you can be able to catch that serial killer. Remember the Kware serial killer? I think he's called Collins Jumasi. He escaped from custody. Now, if you find him, you get 1 million Kenya shillings. So, I remember this story very well. Collins Jumasi was arrested, and he was suspected of killing 42 women in 2 years. Remember, the DCI had a table, they had all the evidence, everything, trying to convince us that Collins Jumasi did all that. And the crazy part is, the DCI says that he used to lure those women back to his place romantically. Now, I've seen pictures of Collins Jumasi. There is no way Collins is pulling 42 women in 2 years. There is no, I'm a man, I know. Okay, Lomax is not even pulling those numbers. It's crazy. They want us to believe that. I'm like, there's no way. He's not even using force, just trees. Come on, this guy. This is just, it's a lie. It's a lie, and you can all see it. I mean, if he was pulling 42 men in 2 years, now that's believable. Do you guys understand how easy it is to take a man home? Ladies, listen, I've boarded the wrong matatu because the conductor called me boss. It's that easy. But now, I watch a lot of documentaries. That is my thing. That is my pastime. I enjoy watching documentaries. The other day, I was watching a documentary about ladyboys in Thailand. Are you guys familiar? You guys know what ladyboys are? Yeah. So ladyboys are basically, men who present themselves as feminine. And in Thailand, it's given the surgeries and makeup and all these hair extensions, it's very hard to differentiate between a ladyboy and a lady. Now, me, I'm thinking, after doing so many of these shows, I make some money, I buy a ticket to go and visit Thailand with my hard-earned money from comedy. Repeat after me. With my hard-earned money from comedy. It's going to be a theme. I land in Thailand, I book a hotel with my hard-earned money from comedy. I'm sitting in my hotel room, I'm like, let me enjoy some of the local cuisine Thailand has to offer. I jump on the apps, Tinder, I'm scrolling. I match with this beautiful lady. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, let's meet up for drinks, let's hang out. So we meet up in a hotel, I'm buying food and drinks with my hard-earned money from comedy. You know, we are having a conversation, the vibe is flowing, it's immaculate. Like, I've never connected to a woman this much. Like, you know, like like the vibe is I'm connected to her on a different level, you know? Like, she knows the entire first 11 of Arsenal. I'm like, this is a lady I can actually hang out with. You know, she mentions that she played for their boys' football team. I don't care. I'm not paying attention at this point, you know? And you can tell the drinks are flowing, you know, we're having a conversation. You know, the vibe is there. So I'm like, you know what? You just go back to my place and see how it goes. So I order an Uber with my hard-earned money from. We go back to my place, my hotel room, and she reveals she's a man. I don't know about you guys, but I gotta see it through. Gotta see it through, my boy. Like that doesn't even make me gay. It just makes me financially responsible. Hey, all the men were like, I want to see where this goes. You know what they say about life. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know which one has nuts. You know? But I was coming here, I was a bit late. You know, I was doing a few errands. And I decided to request a border. Right now I'm using the electric borders because they are a bit cheaper. And on our way here, the charge ended. I had to lend him my power bank to complete the trip. Still charge me though. So, you know. But I use Bolt a lot because it's cheaper. The only problem is you have to physically fight for your discounts. You know? Like you have to square up for that 30%. Like how much do you really want that 30%? You know what? Let's fight for it. You know, if you win, I give you that discount. But I know obviously Bolt has not had the best history with the ladies. You know, there's been a lot of cases of Bolt drivers assaulting female customers. There's one case I remember a couple of years ago where a Bolt driver assaulted a female customer with a knife. And online, everyone was up in arms. You know, it was outrage. You know, how can you do that? And Bolt thought it was a good idea to give the woman who was assaulted 10 free rides for her troubles. You know, Bolt was like, listen here, madam, we are really sorry for what happened. Here at Bolt, our ethos, our pillar is the safety of our customers. Here are 10 more chances for you to get assaulted. But don't worry. You know, this time the assault is on the house. You know, you don't have to pay for it. Which is why I do really enjoy using public transport. You know, as someone who lived in Rongai, I still enjoy public transport. And if you think about it, you know, public transport has a lot in common with BDSM. Ask me how, I'll answer. You know, it's rough, it's intense, it's exciting. You don't know if you're gonna make it to the end. You know, there's a lot of leather involved. There's a lot of belts involved too. Like, there's a lot of trust involved. Like, you're strapped in one position while one person does all the work. And in both cases, there's a safe word. You know, shukisha always works. Chekidondosha hapo. But I feel like, do you guys ever wonder how things could have been if Jesus was crucified, you know, today, in this day and age, you know? Like the cross would be from IKEA. The whips would be from a sex store. And the ride would be from Bolt so that he can get assaulted on the way. So that's my future sponsorship with Bolt. It's never happening. That is never happening. But I mean, I love living like in 2025, you know? Like, I feel like we live in an age where you can be anything you want to be. Like, you know, like the possibilities are endless, they are limitless, you know? You can be a YouTuber, you can be a podcaster, you can be a content creator. You know, like the possibilities are endless. And the good thing is you actually don't have to be what you want to be. You can just identify as that thing, and people will respect that. For example, I identify as a good comedian, and I feel like you guys will respect that. You know, my pronouns are ha and he. You know, thank you. It's giving political correctness. So now that I have a job, you know, I'm saving up to buy my first car. My first dream car is actually a Mazda Demio. That is, there's a laugh. I've seen the parking lot, you know, it's not as impressive. I saw some of you in a matatu earlier, you know, just, you don't have to be like that. But yeah, a Mazda Demio is my dream first car. And when I buy it, I'm gonna write on the back mirror, I identify as a Range Rover. And you guys have to respect that. You know, when I overtake you, have to say, hey, shh, check your machine. Otherwise, you're being Mazda phobic. But as I wind up, guys, finally, you know, I feel like arguing with your girlfriend is like crossing the zebra crossing in Kenya. Like, you know you are right, but you'll get hurt if you insist. You know? Because ladies tell you a lot of hurtful shit when you're arguing. Like, nothing is off limits. The other day, my girl told me that's why your dick is trash. And I'm like, why do you like focusing on the small stuff? Can we just never focus on the Anyway, guys, you guys have been amazing. My name has been Bashir Halaiki. Give it up for your host, Emmanuel Kisiangane.